Now, we're done configuring your EIGRP lab. So, let's now proceed to your EIGRP SIMLET. Here in your SIMLET, you don't need to configure everything. You just need to troubleshoot the network topology given by simply matching the questions with the given choices. You can use the 4 lifesaver commands: show IP route, show IP protocols, show IP interface brief, and show run. So here's the scenario. Now let's open this one and this one. So I have here the network topology where I can troubleshoot the network to matches the statements with the questions, and here it is. So your company has connected to the routers R1, R2, and R3 with serial links. So this one. And then R2 and R3 are connected to the switches switch 1 and switch 2 respectively. Switch 1 and switch 2 are also connected to the routers R4 and R5. The EIGRP routing protocol is configured. You are required to troubleshoot and resolve the EIGRP issues between the various routers. So I just mentioned the four lifesaver commands that you can use here, and you don't have to configure anything. You just need to use the show commands and just match the given questions with the given choices. So here it is. Let's go with the question number 1. The loopback interfaces on R4 with the IP address of 10.4.4.4 and 10.4.4.5 and 10.4.4.6/32 are not appearing in the routing table of R5. Why are the interfaces missing? So first, let's open R4. And show IP route. Here it is. Then I'll open R5. Able show IP route. Okay, let me just adjust this one. Okay, so as you can see here, the networks that I have endorsed on R4, which is the 10.10.4.5 and .6, are not mentioned in the routing table of R5. Now, let's go with the show run command to see if the EIGRP have endorsed the routing table that is missing on R5. So, show run also here in R4. Okay, here it is. Okay, now as you can see here, here is R4 and here is R5. Now as you can see in R4, it uses a different EIGRP AS number, which is 2. And here in R5, it uses the EIGRP with an AS number 1. So as you can see here, the first problem with the connection for these two routers are they have different AS number, which means that if the both routers have different AS number, it means that it doesn't form any neighbor adjacency. So the next one is to look at the networks endorsed directly to this router. So as you can see, here in R5, it doesn't have the networks that are endorsed in R4. So it means that R5 doesn't recognize the network 10.4.4.4, 10.4.4.0 network. So in the given choices for the one is, first, the interfaces are shut down so they are not being advertised. We all know that this is incorrect because all the interfaces are up. So second, R4 has been incorrectly configured to be in another AS, so it does not pair with R5. C, automatic summarization is enabled, so only the 10.0.0.0 network is displayed. D, the loopback addresses haven't been advertised and the network command is missing on R4. We all know, as we can see earlier, that R4 has configured with the right commands, but it doesn't have any no auto summary. It says auto-summary only. So let's check R5 with that. Here it says no auto-summary. But the common mistake for this one is it doesn't have the same AS number. So it means it doesn't pair with R5. So the right answer for this is B. R4 has been incorrectly configured to be in another AS, so it does not pair with R5. Question 2. Which path does traffic take from R1 to R5? Now we'll look at topology first. Then we'll open R1. Show IP route. So as you can see here, I use the command show IP route, not the show IP protocols or show IP interface brief, because it says here that which traffic does R1 take just to get to the destination of R5. So here is R1 and then it go to R5. Now the question is, which path does R1 would be taking? Would it be on R2 or on R3? Now let's check first on R1. Okay, so I used to show IP route to see the command, and so the address which we're gonna go to is 10.5.5.5, and as you can see here, it passed by 192.168.12.2. So the right answer for this one would be A. The traffic goes through R2. Now why would you think the answer is A? So here it is. As you can see here in the show IP route, when it says the address 10.5.5 was passed by via 192.168.12.2. So it means that R1 passed by to this router rather than this router going here. Now you might be confused, why did the router 1 didn't pass R3 when going to R5? Now as you can see here, we have another choices. The traffic is equally load balanced and the traffic is unequally balanced. Now here in the EIGRP, it's more on a technical, so I wouldn't focus on that one, but I'll be giving you a hint on how these choices are here in your statements. So here it is. So in R1, it says that in C is equally loaded balanced. So it just means that the bandwidth on this interface of R2 and R3 have the same value. So it means if this R2 have the bandwidth of 1.544 and also this R3 1.544, it means it's a T1. So it means they're equally balanced. But if you change with the different bandwidths of this one, it will take best path. So it's more on a technical side for this one, but I wouldn't be explaining any more to you because it will make you a lot of confusion. So for this one, if you just show the IP route on R1, you'll see that the address 10.5.5 passed by 192.168.12.2 in order to get to this address destination. So that will be R1 passed by R2, then to the switch, followed by the second switch, and then it came to the destination R5. Next, router 6 does not form an EIGRP neighbor relationship correctly with router 1. What is the cause for this misconfiguration? Now, let's close this one. Okay, let's open R6. So here it is. I'll use the command show IP protocols. Okay, and I'll also show it in R1. Enable show IP protocols. You can see the routing protocol use. So first, we'll check the AS number of the EIGRP so we'll know if the neighbor adjacency is formed. Now, in R1, it uses EIGRP AS number 1, and in R6, it uses the EIGRP number 1. The second one is summary. So it says here that the second one, you will see automatic network summarization is in effect in R6, and here in R1, automatic network summarization is not in effect. So as you can see here, R6 doesn't have the command no auto-dash summary, but in R1 it have the command no auto-dash summary. So the third one that we're gonna check is the network, the directly connected networks, if that is correctly endorsed. So as you can see here, I have 3 networks that are directly endorsed to R1, which is 192.168.12.13 and dot 16, while in router 6, there is only one network that is endorsed, which is the 10.6.6.6/32, which means it is only the loopback that is advertised in router 6. So as you can see here, the choices are the K values mismatch, the AS does not match, the network command is missing, and the passive dash interface command is enabled. So here in the first choice, the K values mismatch. So if we're gonna compare the two, you'll see the K values here. So 10100 and the other one is 10100. So that is out. The next one is the AS does not match. So I've told you before that R1 and R6 uses the same EIGRP AS number. So that one is also wrong. So the third one, the network command is missing. This must be what we are looking for. So the answer for this one is letter C, because only in R6 the endorsed directly connected networks are only the loopbacks. It's missing the 12, 13, and 16. So the misconfiguration for R6 and the right answer is the network command is missing. We can say that the passive dash interface command is enabled because if we're gonna show run here in R6, we'll see GRP configuration have the passive dash interface command. So let's show run and let's go. As you can see, it only have the network advertised and it says auto dash summary, and it doesn't have any passive interface command enabled. So that one is also wrong. Okay, and question 4. Study the following output taken on R1. Ping 10.5.5.5.55, source 10.1.1.1. So the question is, why are the pings failing? First, the network statement is missing on R5. Second, the loopback interface is shut down on R5. And then third, the network statement is missing on R1. Then the fourth, the IP address that is configured on the loopback 1 interface on R5 is incorrect. Now first, let's see R5. I'll close R6. And then I'll retain R1 just to check the configuration for this one. So first, let's check if the network statement is missing on R5. Now let's show run. Okay, as you can see here, it endorses the all directly connected networks. And for that, let's see show IP interface brief. As you can see here, all the status of the interfaces are up except for the interface that doesn't have any IP address. So it's up, 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 and up, up. Next, the network statement is missing on R1. Now let's go to R1 and let's check if the networks are missing. So the one that we're gonna ping is 10.5.5. Show run here in R1. Okay, as you can see here, R1 can ping 10.5.5.5.55 because it doesn't have any networks that is advertised on the routing protocol. As you can see here, even though they have the same AS number, but the network doesn't advertise here, so it won't make up here. So the answer for this is the network statement is missing on R1. We can say that the IP address that is configured on the loopback 1 interface on R5 is incorrect because, as you can see here, it is configured right. You see 10.5.5.55, and then when you go in here, you will see the network that is correctly endorsed in the routing protocol. So that's it.